Welcome to Friday Fuel.
What is up? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another Friday Fuel. Woo! Sadly, the last one, but we're gonna make it probably the best one.
The best one.
I don't know. One second. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think I muted myself here.
We can hear you fine.
We can definitely hear you.
Sorry, it looked like Donnie was talking. But anyway, guys, it's almost been a year of doing this show. It's actually been great with you guys coming from the Ultimate Agent, right, to now coming through almost a year, right? It's been over a year since we actually recorded the Ultimate Agent, but getting to bond and connect and just stay connected throughout this whole process of us building our business in the insurance industry, staying consistent with whatever it is that we're doing, ACA, life, health, annuities, whatever it is. So it's definitely been a blast with you guys.
No, not that.
What's that, Colin?
I said Medicare.
But all that to say, I know we all have our different headspaces and what we are, looking at for the future of Friday Fuel. And I'll let all you guys have the mic to speak and whatever you guys really want to say. But our topic really for today is, we'll get to this once we all kind of say our piece, but taking advantage of the opportunity at hand, right? So whatever that looks like in your business, a lot of people look at it as when there's a problem or situation that shows up in their life, right? They always look at it, or something bad that happens, they look at it as like it's a problem that I can't, divert or fix, right? But every single bad thing that happens in your life is actually an opportunity, because your back is already against the wall, to go ahead and push forward and make that next change and make that next move in your business, make that next move in your life, right? And that's one thing that we, we really embodied with Friday Fuel, is always taking that extra step, helping someone out, right? All the above, right? On behalf of myself, I just wanted to say, running this whole Friday Fuel show has been absolutely amazing. The amount of connections that we have all got from this, amount of people that have reached out from this, I'm extremely grateful. And Joe and Tony, this opportunity wouldn't have been given to us if it wasn't for you guys and looking out for us and letting us build our own brands, build our business in the insurance industry. So I'm extremely grateful for that. I know you guys have your different little spaces, what you guys wanted to kind of make mention. But for myself, I just wanted to say that I still will be running Friday Fuel every single Friday. Yes, we've had our inconsistencies with the show, but I think every single show that we have done, we have continued to show up for you guys and put the best content out there for you guys, which I would love to carry on every single Friday. I talked to Joe about it. I'm really, really excited. So you guys will still see me every single Friday, fired up, ready to go, and ready to go kill it. But Collin or Adam or Donnie, one of you guys can start back. I can't be on here for very long because I'm actually in Florida right now, living it up with the family. As Collin says, putting that annuity money to work.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're here just for about a week, just having a good time. But I wanted to make sure I opened the floor for you guys and we can kind of talk about our topic for the day.
Sweet.
Go ahead, Collin.
Why me? No, dude, I also just kind of wanted to second what you said. It's been almost a year, episode 43. We're 9 weeks away from hitting a year. Been super, super grateful for everything that I've learned. Honestly, it's been fun to stay connected with you guys as much as this has made us stay connected, even though we want to stay connected as much as possible. We're all just really busy. So it's been good knowing that I was going to see your guys' pretty faces every Friday, especially Donnie. Just kidding. But yeah, it's been a whole lot of fun. I mean, meeting the people that we've been able to meet and interview, and just the amount of relationships and connections that I've made has been awesome. Just I've got multiple businesses running with multiple business partners, and the time is I just needed to take a step away because I've been pulled so many different ways, that I feel like I haven't been able to prepare as much as I've wanted to for this show and put my best foot forward. So I just needed to do that, and I'm super grateful for Tony and Joe, and the opportunity that they allowed me to have, so.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
And I'm kind of on the same page with that. It's just like a lot of people, I guess, probably don't realize how much of a time commitment it is to put on something like this, right? Even if it's just 30 or 45 minutes a week, there's a lot of prep that goes into it, with making the Facebook post, making the little banner to put up, and then planning what we're going to talk about and all that stuff. So
finding guests.
And finding guests, yeah, being able to book people at the right times. And so yeah, just like Collin, like figuring out managing schedules with family and work and everything, it's a lot. So I've been super grateful for the opportunity. It's been awesome. I don't know if I've ever shared the story of how we actually got booked to do the podcast. But I wanted to say, Cody Askin says that 90% of success is just showing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've kind of taken that to heart over the past couple of years of just showing up to these different networking groups and events and things. And there was one night where it was after 8%, and Alex and I, we were trying to go to this after party that they were doing at this club. And we show up, and they wouldn't let Alex in because he's just a wee child. You know?
Okay.
Fake ID.
Hey, I still got in though. Ask him.
No, you didn't. Shut up. And so I had the opportunity to either go into this club by myself and hang out with all these people, or stay with Alex. And I had already promised Alex that I was going to stay with him, or that we were going to hang out. So we went back with Joe to his Airbnb. And it was just the three of us for a bit. And we were hanging out, talking, and, the topic of the insurance syndicate and Friday Fuel came up. And, we had suggested, like, why don't we do it? Not like me and him, but like all four of the guys from the show who we had just finished filming a couple months prior. Why don't we all get together and do the show together? And Joe thought it was a good idea. So here we are almost a year later. And I think it was really good. I've had a lot of great takeaways. We've met a lot of cool people. I think my favorite part of being on the show is just being able to meet so many different people of different backgrounds. And you wouldn't think it from seeing the people now, but so many of them came from a really hard place in their lives. And to now see the success that they have and like the businesses that they've grown, it's really inspiring to be like, well, if they came from nothing and they're now up here, like I could do that too. Right. So if there was one thing that I want to share with other people, it's that there's like a chance to make something for yourself in this business. So
love that.
Keep going.
Love that.
That's awesome. That was a spectacular way to end it. And I wholeheartedly relate to that. And I'm a little bit different than Collin and Adam in this sense where I am torn. It is something that I still want to do and be in front of all of you and whatnot, but my heart is not 100% in being inside of a box. I'm always a guy that's going to do 5 different things, 5 different ways. And I'm always going to, I thrive in chaos. I'm an ADHD kind of person. And, I'm 24. It's really hard for me to niche down currently because I have fun doing so many different things and helping so many different people that I really want to focus more on lifestyle and spirituality and general business building and how to be successful and less of just insurance as a whole. Insurance is something that has absolutely changed my life. I mean, if you've watched the Ultimate Agent show, I had $200 in my bank account going into that show. And the way that my life has changed, like the nearly 2 years, year and a half afterwards, I mean, it's been tremendous. I mean, my financial status has exponentially increased. I take care of my sister and her kids and my mother now. I've helped my mother get back to getting, 6 figures a year through her job. She went through a historic strike. That was terrible. She needed help. I was able to provide that. And insurance is one of those things that it's not been my dream, but it's been an avenue to help me achieve my dreams. And I'm so appreciative of that. Insurance is a place where you can make killer bread and have the free time to put your ideas and what you want into place. And that's what I absolutely love about this industry. That's what I love about these 3 other guys keeping me in this industry and tugging me along and meeting guys like this, because they're so inspiring. This podcast has taught me so many great things, not just about life, but about business and insurance, business that I'm building with other business partners now, in other industries. Like there's so much that I've learned along this journey that all of us have been on, and I'm so appreciative. And I love Joe and Tony so much, and I'm so appreciative for them and the insurance syndicate and helping me out and giving me a chance to make something of myself. And again, I am torn because I do want to keep providing things. So I'm kind of collecting my thoughts. I'm kind of trying to get some things going together. And I promise you this is not the last time you're going to see me. But for the time being, I do need to take a step away and figure some stuff out and figure out, what I want from my life and what I want to provide to people and whatnot. And so, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at this point. And again, Joe in the comments, again, he's one of the best guys.
Love you, Joe.
My guy.
And man, like I love you guys. I love Joe. I love everyone who watched us and whoever is going to watch us in the future. You guys have been spectacular. And when we run into each other, I hope you say hello and say what's up.
Yeah. Let's mention that real quick.
Hey, Adam, I gotta hop off real quick, guys. I gotta bounce. So I love you guys.
All right,
Go play, go have fun, dude.
So I gotta go get to the
Living
beach.
it up in the sun.
Put that annuity money to use, baby.
I will see you guys back next Friday. Love you guys. We'll see you.
See you, Alex.
Later, buddy.
So let's talk about the show real quick. So if you haven't seen the show, look up Cody Askins on YouTube, Ultimate Agent Contest, and you'll see
season 2.
Yeah,
season 2, baby.
So when we first filmed it and it first got released, that first month or two, we were like, oh my gosh, this viewership is terrible. I think we all kind of had our doubts on how it was performing. But if you go and look it up now, the first episode of season 2 has over 53,000 views, which is crazy.
That's so crazy.
Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad.
So I think we're gonna get pretty close to passing season 1. Let me see what their episode 1 has. So they have 56,000 on their first episode. So we're close. We're close.
God, what an amazing experience that led into so many different things. And we of course, this is a little bit of a goodbye, but we're never going to stop bringing you guys, truth bombs and great content. So the way we wanted to end the show is kind of talking about jumping at opportunities as they come. Adam had a great piece, and I'll let him get into it a little bit later. Showing up for yourself, showing up for opportunities. And I mean, just Adam and his memes, me driving long distances, calling by a stroke of luck. Like
I was DMing Cody like crazy though. That's
so many different things that we did just to get the ball rolling and to jump at opportunities. And I mean, look what it ended up. And look at how all of our lives have changed since then. I mean, it's beautiful. It's awesome. And I'm so appreciative.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what Joe said, got to show up and get in the room, whatever that is. If it's a virtual room, if that's sliding into somebody's DMs, making, I mean, respectfully, right? If that's driving 20 hours like what Donnie does on the regular basis, just make sure that you get in the room and you show up and you put yourself out there. I know I've said it multiple times throughout the last 43 episodes. But I used to put people on like a pedestal of just like if they were so far ahead, like a David Price or a Pete Fournier or Cody or whoever, it's just like, oh, like they won't talk to me. And it's just like, no, like go up and talk to those guys. Like all of those guys, they're normal human beings and they want to help. And if you put yourself out there and you show that you have drive, they're going to be willing to help you. And so just show up, get in the room, put yourself out there. You know, it's scary at first.
Yeah, it is.
But it's just, I think back because it made me uncomfortable for those of us that were at 8% last year. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was Carlos Boozer, right, was speaking, and that lady like took the mic and was like, "You will come to the school and
help these children."
Yeah.
That is a very extreme example. I don't know if
I was literally thinking about that yesterday. It still makes me cringe, but
yeah,
great example.
Makes me cringe too. But dude, I'm sure that lady got Carlos freaking Boozer, who Cody probably paid like 40 grand to come speak, or however much. She got him probably for free to come speak at the school.
Yeah.
So it's just like she did something crazy that we all remember.
Yeah.
But put yourself in the room, take that bold step forward. Maybe not that bold, but take a bold step forward.
Nah, forget that. Be bold, bro. Be bold.
Yeah, that's my fault. Be bold.
So, you know, and like you were saying about people wanting and being willing to help, I'll never forget the first like insurance event that I went to was a virtual event. It was in 2021, and Cody was hosting an 8% virtual. And I remember like being so pumped for this thing. It was like an all-day event, and I was just like sitting in my room by myself, like super excited. And you know, I was seeing all these people and all the success that they were having, and I was like, this is unheard of. This is crazy. What? And I remember the reason that I actually signed up for that event is because I had followed Cody on YouTube, and he did an interview with Joe, and Joe was talking about social media. And I was like, I want to be better at social media. So I was watching this interview, and Joe was like, yeah, use my code camper or whatever to get like a discount on your ticket for this virtual event. And I was like, oh, sweet. And so I used Joe's code to get my discount. And that's where it all started. Right. And shortly after that event, like I linked up with Joe, and he spent like an hour and a half, like personally with me, the OG interviews. Yeah. Personally with me, like on a Zoom, just like telling me how I could do better on social media. We went through my Facebook profile. He showed me like, yeah, change this, do this. And like, he didn't make any money doing that. But like
that just goes to show how good of a human being Joe is.
Yeah. And like our relationship has flourished, and like we've made all these different connections together over the past few years. And it's amazing what can happen just by showing up to an online virtual event. Right.
Yeah.
And now I've met like every single one of the speakers from that event. I probably have half their cell phone numbers in my phone now. And it's crazy how it can all just blossom from one small thing.
Yeah. Exactly what Joe says. When you give, you get. And that's what I've been so appreciative of, the opportunity to share my insights with all of you guys and all of the people that have hit me up, you know, either from this show or the Ultimate Agent show that have asked me for help or advice or just wanted someone to talk to. I've been so appreciative to give. And, you know, I really do believe it's one of my, you know, God-given gifts to just give and give and give. And I love doing it. It's what makes me incredibly happy. And that's what I want to continue doing. And that's where I say I'm at a pivot point where I want to continue to give. I know these guys are going to continue to give throughout all of their careers and whatever they got going on next up. And, you know, I really am excited for the future, and I'm so appreciative for the past. So this has been awesome.
It has been a while since you've been on, Donnie, huh?
I wasn't on last episode, but the one before that.
Had some teeth issues, dude. Getting some crazy.
They ended up cutting a little. I got anybody. Unfortunately, last week I was dealing with a wisdom tooth back here. They had to cut like just a hair off my gum because it's growing in like sideways. And for anyone who knows me, I'm a spiritual guy. I don't like invasive surgeries. I don't like medicines. I'm not an antibiotic guy, so I really went as least invasive as possible. And I believe me, it's still hurting, and I'm still debating if I'm getting taken out or not. But for the time being, they like cut out a little piece of my gum so that it could come in straight and not like pinch or something like that. So I'm still sore though, but I can eat, I can talk, and I'm grateful for that.
It's good, man.
But yeah, I know that wisdom tooth stuff. They put you down with that stuff, and they got you on some like hard drugs afterwards. I don't want no part of that. No, thank you. That's not.
For me, when I did my wisdom teeth, I had all 4 removed at the same time.
Same.
And I just went to like my dentist that I go to, and we just did laughing gas. So I was awake the whole time, and I was just like laughing, having a grand old time.
You were awake?
I was awake. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
remember the whole thing.
goodness.
Yeah. But I was on the laughing gas. So like, I remember he made a dumb joke. I don't remember what the joke was. It was very stale, dry, bad joke. And I just like could not stop laughing. I thought it was hilarious. And so like, I was just sitting there with my mouth wide open on this bed, just laughing my head off, and pulled all the teeth out. I go home. I'm like still kind of feeling a little loopy from the gas, and I'm just like taking ibuprofen. That was my experience.
What?
So,
Yeah, I had all 4 taken out too, and yeah, it wasn't a bad experience. They knocked me out, and then I came out and I was super loopy, hitting on all the nurses. I was like,
No.
I was 17 years old.
Nice.
But anyways, let's get back to the topic. So I just want to ask both of you one question.
Yeah.
What is the number one thing in the last 43 weeks that you will take away from this?
Oof.
That's a weighted question.
Hmm.
I'll say something, Johnny, you can jump in, and you can come back to me. But one thing for me is relationships.
That's a great one.
You know, I've met lots of people over the last 43 weeks, connected with a lot of people, but one really awesome thing that you don't really expect when you meet people is how you can work together in business. And so one of the coolest things is being able to partner with people, or creating referral partnerships that, you didn't even realize there was an opportunity for. So like one example, Priscilla Moreno, we had her on a couple weeks ago. She does fully underwritten health insurance. And so we got to talking afterwards, and she was mentioning to me, like, yeah, a lot of times we get people who like we can't write because they don't qualify through underwriting, and then like we just don't have anywhere to send them. And I was like, well, I do ACA, and she's like, great, well, we'll just send you all of our ACA stuff if we can't write them. So like literally, it started with her, and she started sending me stuff. But now like she has all of her agents. Anytime they have somebody they can't write, they're just like, yeah, go to Adam, and they just like text me their contact information, and I reach out to them. Like, it's super crazy, and it's really awesome. I've loved working with her, but like I never would have met her if it weren't for this opportunity. So like we were talking about before, showing up and just talking to people and see if there's a relationship that you can make with somebody, because you never know how linking up with somebody can benefit you or your business or even them.
That was, I would say, you got lucky, because I was going to say relationships, and then you cut me off. So I had a little bit of time to think of a deeper, more emotional, insight. And for me, it's speaking my truth. And what I mean by that is, throughout these 43 weeks, there have been moments in time, and even before that on the show, where like I've taken a step back because maybe I didn't have as much information or as much quality information to give about a certain topic as Collin or Adam. And because I felt locked inside this box, and instead of just speaking about the things that I know and can give, I would just not talk, or just, maybe try to get out something quick and not elaborate too much. But especially the last couple of weeks, I've just had so much fun just being myself and sharing with people all of the things that I do, all of the things that I deal with on a daily basis, whether it be insurance or some of the blue collar stuff I do, or some of the spiritual things that I do. I finally feel out of this box that I kept trying to lock myself into, because I thought, that was the only way to success. For me, success is not defined by a lot of the things that other people characterize the success as. So if I keep trying to lock myself into a box that these people are going towards, I'm never going to be happy and I'm never going to be fulfilled. And it's only within the last couple of weeks, last month or so, that I finally broken out of this shell, and I'm back to being just the happy-go-lucky person I am, and sharing not just, business tips, but also spiritual and life tips, and very metaphorical, and a lot of analogies and whatnot. So for me, it really is just becoming confident in who I am, confident in the things that I have to say, knowing that, God put you on this earth for a reason, and it's to educate people, not only about his message, but about your message as well. You have something to give to somebody, whether, something little for right now, or it's something big. Share your truth. Someone along the lines are going to relate to that, and you're going to make great connections along the way, and be happy doing it because you're speaking your truth and not somebody else's.
I like that. I realized how difficult a question that was that I asked you guys when
You had to start thinking of an answer. Yeah.
thinking about what I'm going to say. And it really comes down to two things. And first is the importance of vulnerability. And second is the importance of asking good questions.
Yeah.
And those two kind of go hand in hand, because when somebody asks a very good question, and we all learn this on Ultimate Agent when we're being interviewed, we were asked to be vulnerable, and they asked very good questions that caused us to have to be vulnerable.
Oh, I'm a crybaby. You know me.
Yes. Well, I mean, I have memes going around my family group chat with my face bawling like a little
I
baby.
forgot about that thumbnail, bro. That's
Yeah,
so
dude. Thanks again, you guys, for that one. So it's around my dude. Every group chat I'm in, it'll be like when something sad happens, I'll just throw in my little meme, freaking bums. But anyways, yeah. So based off of that, you can get made fun of, but that's okay. But it was also that was a pretty pivotal point, not just in my journey in that show, but in my life, honestly, because when I look back to that, he asked me crying Jordan face. Yeah, it's just the crying Collin face. When I look back, I've only watched the show through once.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch it through again, but I start it, and then for some reason I can't watch it again. I need to just watch it through again. But he had asked me something about what it would mean if I went home for and asked me about my dad and my boys. So that was a very hard question. It was a very good question, but it caused me to be vulnerable. And with, episode 43 now, the times that I've gotten the most messages was when we were the most vulnerable and asking the best questions.
That's so true.
And that goes into not just in life, but also, I mean, if you ask the right questions when you're talking to somebody that you're, trying to help out with insurance, if you ask the right questions that causes them to be vulnerable and you're not scared to ask the right questions, your closing rate's going to go way up.
Mm-hmm.
But also your relationships are going to be better. And your everything will be better when you ask good questions. And I will get a little bit spiritual on here. Jesus Christ asked way more questions than he did answer.
Mm.
And so if you're trying to be like Jesus, ask better questions. And so with that, and he was the most, he knew the most out of anybody that's ever walked the earth, yet he asked the most questions. So what does that say about the importance of asking good questions? Because it causes people to look inside themselves and find the answer for themselves. Because I know for me, with how stubborn I am, if somebody just tells me what I'm doing wrong, I put up a wall and I get angry. Where if somebody asks me a question and I can figure out what I'm doing wrong myself, then it causes me to feel excited to make that change, if that makes sense. So absolutely. Yeah, those two things, the power of asking a good question and being vulnerable, have been the two biggest takeaways for me in the last 43 weeks. So
now on a less serious note, here you go for anybody that missed it. There it is.
I'm looking at Collin like you good, bro.
No, I wasn't good. Okay, freaking
I
dude,
love it so much.
they did me so dirty. Come
They
on,
did.
now.
They did. That I mean, honestly, that's probably the worst of all of them. To be fair, yeah. So
My hair looks so good in that pic. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Donnie's looking like a model. I'm looking like a little baby.
they even like gave you like the anime crying eyes. They're like,
Yeah, like, dude,
glossy and big.
come on. Frick. That's all good.
Hey,
Put yourself out there, guys. It's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in front of a camera. It'll do wonders for your life.
Yeah, put yourself out there. You'll get made fun of. Just kidding. It's a lot of fun.
You know,
people watched.
That's another thing I've been super grateful for too, is the opportunity to be uncomfortable and be put in situations where I wouldn't normally be. I mean, if you just look back a year ago when we first started the podcast, like it's probably a whole different tone or feel from what it is now, right? If we just like listen to the way that we talk or present ourselves in front of the camera.
We were so nervous, dude.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and now it just kind of flows out, right? So whenever I'm on somebody else's podcast or like have to get up on a stage now to speak to people, it just like comes out. I didn't really think about it. And so you have to start small, obviously, right? But I think that the key is to start. I think so many people just get anxious or nervous and they're like, what are people going to think about me?
Paralysis by analysis.
There you go.
Yes.
That's exactly true.
And I thought about that a lot being on the show of like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think about me? Like, are people going to think I'm the villain of The Ultimate Agent? But like in reality, it doesn't really matter because like
villain.
I don't really remember what happened. People don't really remember that kind of stuff, right? Like we overanalyze and think about we think that other people are thinking about us more than they actually are.
That's
right.
So true.
And in reality, it's like people have the memory of a goldfish and they hardly remember it. Hey, Chase, $20 is $20, man. That's a SWAT reference. You guys have to be there. So
I was gonna say I don't understand. So explain $20 is $20.
So it's kind of a long story, but I'll make it brief. So Alex and I were at SWAT a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And there was one day Alex was just like, dude, I'm tired. Like, I want to go take a nap. I was like, you can go take a nap. I'm going to go back into the event, whatever. He's like, dude, come with me. I'm like, no, I'm like here. I paid money to be here. And he's like, bro, I'll give you $10. Just come to the room and like chill with me. I'm like, okay. So I like sent him a Venmo request and he sent me $10. So that I'm telling Steve that the next, that night, and he's like, no way. And he goes in his room and he pulls out this shirt. And it's like, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
I was just saying, I didn't want to say that, but that's the only $20 is $20 I've ever heard. But I wasn't going to be the one to breathe it up. I'm
yeah. So the next day we show up to SWAT with the t-shirt and we're like, Alex, you got to send me another $10 real quick. I promise it'll be good. And so he Venmos me another $10 and I put this shirt on and I'm like, I'm wearing this for the rest of the day. So I was like, easiest $20 I ever made. And I got to take a nap. It was great.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But like Chase is another great example of somebody really cool that I've gotten to meet through all of this craziness. And so if you haven't met Chase, he's really good at marketing. He spoke at SWAT. Hands down, it was one of the best presentations that was made. So get with him.
I'm excited to see everybody for 8%. Honestly, come say hi. I'll be trying to say hi to everybody that I can and just meet everybody that I can, because it's one of the best things you can do is just meet people, get to know their stories, ask good questions. Go ahead, Donnie.
See me at the after party, y'all boys. You feel me? If you're gonna introduce yourself, do it at the after party for sure.
But you're not gonna see Alex there because he's 20.
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll find a way to sneak himself in there. Hide himself under Joe's jersey or something. He'll just hide up in that 6'7" frame, dude. Well, guys, It's been good. It's
Been a ride.
been fun. It's been a good ride. So I've
Again,
enjoyed
and I just wanna
every
quickly say
second.
one more time, Joe, Tony, we appreciate you so much. I mean,
Yeah.
this has been such an experience. You guys gave us something when you didn't have to, and gave us a chance, and we really hope we made the best of it while we were here. And it's sad. We appreciate you, Joe, for sure. I mean, you've been great. The insurance syndicate has been great. Everyone who's watched us and participated in the comments or afterwards has been absolutely fantastic. And I'm gonna miss you guys. I love you guys.
And I mean,
Feel free to reach out anytime.
Yeah.
The show wouldn't be anything without the viewers. So thank you guys for participating and showing up and just like watching our stuff.
Yeah. Watching us talk nonsense, you know.
But yeah, it's been great.
$20 or
This won't be the last time you see us either, you know. Just a little less frequently, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty.
All
I
right.
love you guys. Make it the best Friday yet. We love y'all.
Signing off. See you guys.